forces will give the Jedi his power.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
This is where the fun begins.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Star Wars. My name's Christopher.
My name's Patrick.
And I'm Lex.
And it's getting I guess we're in the middle of con season. Con season's already started a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
With ICC just took place last weekend, was it?
Yep, I think so.
ICC what else took place already? They had a couple fan expos already. But I'm excited for Niagara Falls Comic Con, which is this weekend. Patrick, you and I are going.
I'm flying up to the attic. So that'll be kind of fun. And, we'll see what it's like. It should be good.
You might not want to leave. You might go back to Amy and you might be like, hey, you know what? We got to move to Canada.
We're moving. We're moving
across the border. Right?
We could.
Ditch the kids. You guys can be like that.
We'll move up and work remotely.
What's that girl? Did you guys watch that? A little bit off topic, but did you guys watch that Natalia Grace story? The little short dwarf girl.
One about the Russian girl.
Yeah, the dwarf girl that got adopted by that family, and
I know the story, but I didn't watch that.
But I mean, they moved up to Canada. They ditched her, so you can do the same, Patrick.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'd bring them along.
Okay.
I bring them along.
I'd enjoy Canada.
We'll work remotely.
Exactly. Right. It's not that far of a drive for you.
No.
What, like 12 hours a day?
Yeah, that's a bit of a commute.
Yeah.
Bit of a commute. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think
just cons in general. Because Lex, you have
Logan.
Yeah, Lex, you got Echo Base that you're going to? Echo what is it?
Rebel Scum.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
When's that? That's coming up soon?
Yeah, well, it's in August, but I finally found someone to switch weekends with me because, of course, the only weekend in August that I work happens to be the weekend that Rebel Scum is. So I was, had to make some moves. I reserved a hotel a bit ago, kind of like when I got back from Japan, and finally found someone that was like willing to switch weekends. So now I just got to book a ticket and I will be out in Texas. So
nice.
It seems promising.
Now are you gonna hit up our buddy Sire Speed reviews? And
I would hope that he's gonna pop out. Maybe he'll come to the con. There's a lot of people going. I know Jimmy's going. I think Battle Packs, Tony, Ricky. Like there's a lot of people that are heading over there.
Yeah,
going squad deep, man.
Hey, let's
go. When we were at Celebration, we were all like, we have to do this more often. Like, there has to be a con that we could all like meet up at and do this more than once or twice a year, kind of thing. And we were like, we should all go to Rebel Scum. And I think everyone kind of just decided, like, all right, we're gonna try for Rebel Scum. And now I guess a bunch of us are rolling deep.
Yeah, now Star Wars Addict says hello, crew.
Hey,
what's going on?
Speak of the devil, I said his name too many times. Hey everyone, we're in Texas.
Let's see, Rebel Scum Con.
Because I know Eric has one he's holding out for because Tamora Morrison's going to I can't remember which one it was. Eric, sorry, I forgot.
It's at the Frisco Conference Center. Where that is in Texas, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I know Eric's waiting for. He's going to one close to him.
Frisco. I don't know. Maybe. Eric, you probably know Texas better than I do.
Yeah.
I would hope
what's the one, Eric? What's the one that you said you're going to? Because you got Boba Fett going, and I think he said Darth Maul's going there too. But I was like, Eric,
Ray Park or
I think he said Ray Park. Oh, Comic. Yeah, that's it. Comic Palooza. That's a mouthful. Houston. And you said Frisco is near Dallas.
There you go. Yep, it's over there.
I told Eric. I said you gotta go and get Tamora Morrison's autograph and his photo op. Being like the huge Boba Fett fan that you are, you have to do it, Eric. You got
Or
to.
at some point, you got to get the Fett family photo op with him
Yeah.
and Daniel Logan.
But at least do Tamora right now, since he's coming basically like, where you are, right? So you got to do it, Eric.
Yeah,
We're gonna pressure you.
We're
Peer pressure.
We're bad influences, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's our thing, That's what we're chatting about today is photo
Yeah.
ops and autos.
Yeah, and conventions and stuff. Because I don't consider myself a professional yet. Not like guys like Tony and Ricky who have been going for years. How many have you been to, Lex? Like, how long have you been doing the convention circuit, so to speak?
I think my first convention was 2023. I went to SuperCon in Miami, and that's honestly how I got into Funkos, because my buddies hit me up, and they're big into anime, and they were, this is going down in Miami, like, we should go. And of course, they were looking for anime pops, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, holy shit, there's some Star Wars pops. And there it was. I unlocked the terrible habit of Star Wars Funko Pops, but that was my first con. So been about 2 years or so of like regularly going to cons, and each year I progressively have increased the amount of cons that I've gone to, and now I'm to the point where I'm starting to travel to go to cons, which is kind of crazy. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do that. So it's quite a blessing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when my first one was. Carl Weathers, Edmonton Expo. I think that was like 2022. Tomorrow was last year, 2024. Wedge was the year before. Yeah, I think it was like 2022 was my first one. It might have been 2023. I can't remember.
Well, there was like a period where they weren't doing really anything during COVID, and then they started picking back up in like 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
And, now it's in full effect, but, I think it'll kind of drop off in October, November is usually when the last few are. But right now is like peak season for cons. There's like a lot of things happening right now.
Yeah, San Diego, and what is it? End of July and August.
Yeah.
Then you have New York in October, Rhode Island.
Yeah. Are you going to New York?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I could. I mean, for me, it's not that big a deal because the only thing is just the drive. Do I want to do the drive down to New York? Because I have a place to stay. I'm a seasoned commuter into New York City from when I used to work in the city, so I know my way around. I know exactly get in and out and where I want to go to get lunch. Some peeps if I get to go. So I don't know. We'll see. If I know some peeps are coming, like any of you guys are thinking of going to New York, let me know. I'm definitely going to Rhode Island.
I'd like to go to New York one year. I don't know when I can make that happen because, Star Wars Celebration's in 2027. So,
and that is
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do that. That's not for sure yet for me. I'm gonna try.
I'm for sure going to that. That's going to be a big one. I think it's the 50th year of A New Hope, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Dude, I am not missing that. I am for sure going. Like I already have my client over at the Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety. Some of my friends that I've met through working with them, like, okay, where's this? He's like, that's 27 miles from where that convention center is to Disneyland. He's like, now that's going to be an expensive Uber. It's going to be long. So you might want to figure out some, so he's giving me like the ins and outs already. So I'm already in planning. Like Tony had like a live stream last night. So I am getting ready. I am super excited, super, super excited. Cause I'm not missing this. Like I said, like it comes back to the States. Like I'm not missing it. I can't, I need to go.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my Mecca con. So, I might not go to New York and just go to Rhode Island because again, it's here. I'm going to be able to go.
Right.
I'll be able to get in a few different ways. With tickets and stuff like that. So it depends. We'll see.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd rather anyone like you guys included. If you guys are seriously thinking of going to LA, celebration. Don't go budget on the other cons and go to that because I'd rather see you guys there because I'm definitely going. Tony's definitely going. So, Tony, Ricky, I need to. Lex, you'll probably be there. You were just in Japan. So,
yeah, that's as soon as they announced it, I was like, I'm going to LA. I texted my aunt. She's up there or over there, I guess, on the other coast. And I was like, all right, girl, we're going to start planning. And one of the things I didn't take nearly as serious was the swag. So I'm definitely going to try to pre-plan and have some like specific swag for LA, because like people design
like
stuff.
Pins. What would you go with?
I'm going to do pins and stickers. I'm not big on patches just personally, but I know the patches are a big thing. And like a lot of people like had those like kind of jackets with like all their patches from the celebrations prior. Like patches are definitely a big thing, but I've never been, and I'm not trying to knock anybody. It's just not me. Like you will never catch me wearing like a patch jacket.
Yeah,
so I'm going to put them in my scrapbook. I decided I'm going to do like a scrapbook for Japan, and like going forward, every celebration, I'll just do like a scrapbook dedicated to it kind of thing. And figured I'd just put my patches and stuff in there. But LA is for sure. I'm going to try my darndest to get tickets and make that happen, because it's in the States. Like, why would I not? It's right, it's not right next to it. It's essentially the literal other side of the US, but
yeah, it's a leap, right? It's a leap over there.
It's a leap, but it's not across the pond, so
yeah,
I'm a little bit easier.
And if I'm going out there, I'm definitely doing Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge for a day, for sure. So,
I'll see. I mean, I don't know that I need to spend like extra days out there, like maybe a day or two just to hang with people, but I don't know that I need to go up like the week prior kind of thing like I did for Japan.
Yeah.
No, I figure I'll go a day or two prior is my thought. Go a day or two prior, and then once the con's done, head home. I'd rather meet up with peeps prior to it, like this way you're fresh, because I think after the con and content creating you're gonna be you're wasted. So like I get it. Watching you, been learning from you guys. I haven't been to them as often as you guys. I've gone to one. And I'm going my second con.
This will be your second. I know you're a novice, but you're still a Padawan learner.
Yes, this is my first one out of country. That I'm
there you go.
Passport for.
There you go.
Chris is popping your outside of the country or outside of the Rhode Island Comic-Con cherry.
Yes,
he's gonna get his passport stamped. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited for it. I am excited.
Yeah,
but I am excited too because. Now, and am I wrong? Isn't now we start building the hype to see what the San Diego Con exclusives will be, right? Like this is that time that we should be seeing them. So
pretty soon, yeah.
I'm getting excited, and I'm hoping we get something, and it's not a letdown like the Celebration Jar Jar reissue, slap some glitter on it, like
right.
No, that's not acceptable. They've been doing some bangers lately. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, have you guys picked up any new stuff? Speaking of pops,
I have, but I know you did, so you can.
I have picked up some stuff.
Before you show that off, let me go through these comments here. So Will said his first con was 2024 MegaCon, which
that's a big
one. That one I would consider traveling for. Because like that's the biggest Fan Expo run convention, and I think the next biggest one is Fan Expo Canada, which is in Toronto. So I think I want to go to Toronto next year and go to that, and that's in like August, I think. But I would travel to go to MegaCon. You've been to MegaCon, haven't you, Lex?
Yeah, past 2 years.
How are the crowds there compared to Celebration?
I mean,
was Celebration worse?
Celebration was busy, but I also don't know if it has to do with the layout of how they, kind of space things out. MegaCon, it feels very cramped and very busy. But generally, like Thursday, Fridays usually are a bit slower when it comes to that, because people still work. They go to the con Saturday, Sunday. Like Saturday will always point blank be the busiest day for a con.
The busiest day, yeah.
Honestly, for Celebration, Friday felt like Saturday. And like,
that's the thing that worries me about if I do go to Celebration is the crowds. Like, Vancouver. I went to Vancouver this past February, and it was really crowded, and I was almost like, I almost can't do this.
MegaCon definitely is very overwhelming and how busy it is. I didn't feel as overwhelmed at Celebration, but Celebration was very nicely spaced out in how they had things.
Yeah.
But it still was like significantly, pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. Chris,
that's my worry, because like I get a little bit I don't know, just
hey, my son's on the spectrum,
the cramp,
and I'm
cramped.
with him in that autograph area at Rhode Island Comic Con, and it's like,
it's
you're elbow to elbow with people.
Yeah,
like that
Vancouver was bad.
I'm like,
Vancouver
I'm not on the
bad.
spectrum, and I'm getting like anxiety. Like I need to get
that's
out of here.
I was like, I can't do that. I was like,
and that's good. You know what? That's a good sign that it is a little hectic, and you need to take that break and remove yourself from all that stimuli.
That's my only worry about Celebration, but
it is nice because a lot of cons and things have started to incorporate like quiet rooms and places where you can kind of go and decompress, which is nice. So, I mean, honestly, my first MegaCon was super overstimulating, and me and my sister were kind of like, whoa, like, because we hadn't been to a con that had been that busy. And my first MegaCon was kind of like, whoa, but I kind of knew what to expect, this year. So I wasn't as overwhelmed, but it definitely was a lot of people. So
Galactic Cantina says hello there.
Hello there. Galactic Cantina. Yeah, but it can get kind of crazy and claustrophobic, even sometimes just going into the little vendors, like if they kind of encase you, sometimes I'm like, oh, I get in there, and it could be a good experience, it could be bad getting into those, because I was at one and I was like, the person was just so pungent, I was like, oh my god, my eyes are watering.
Oh, like, and people don't wear deodorant or anything.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, because now I'm like trying to just hold on to my breath to get out, but I couldn't get out. I was trapped. That was bad. That was when I panicked a little bit. I was like, oh my god, I'm really gonna like get sick, pass out.
Eric says, I don't know, maybe I'll make it for Rebel Scum Con on Saturday in August. We'll see. Oh, he's mysterious. Man of mystery. He's just gonna be like, surprise, guys.
He's gonna be
like, I'm in the cut
costume in his Mando outfit.
Yeah, he's gonna revamp it, and then nobody will recognize him.
Right? He'll come in with pucks for all of you. Lay him down on the table. Bang, bang, bang.
Hey,
bang,
Andrea.
bang.
Hey, party people.
Party people.
Salute.
MegaCon is sensory overload.
Yeah, it very much is a busy con. It's probably one of the biggest ones, at least in Florida, and maybe like the southern part, southeast, really, of the states.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Stressful thing about Celebration is so many cool things happening simultaneously.
Yes. Yeah, but
is kind of hard.
That's definitely a big one, and
because they got the things going at the live stage. You at one point you were messaging me, and you were in a panel. I thought you were talking about what I was seeing on the live stage, and that's when I realized there's a disconnect.
Well, they have panels going on, and they have like multiple stages. So obviously you have like the big 3 stages that have like the main panels going on, but then there's the other smaller panels that are going on too at the same time. But then you also have autographs and photo ops that you paid for that you need to try to go get. You've got the vendors. They also do like, they have artists come. Like, I didn't even honestly know about it until after the fact, but they had like an anime and manga pavilion. And I guess each day they brought out like artists and the directors and the writers of like the different Visions episodes from the Japanese like studios. And they were doing like autographs and stuff. And the guy from the Ronin who did the art for the Ronin was there and doing drawings. And one of my buddies actually got like a sketch from him. And I had no idea that they were doing that, and I totally would have gone. But that's kind of the thing, is you also have to expect there to be lines. So if you want good seats for something, you do need to try to get in line early. But then that, you kind of forfeit doing something in that time. But, I think you just kind of have to have your game plan of what you're looking to do, whether it's autographs, photo ops, if you want to go to the panels. and then kind of have like a backup in case you don't get in or you aren't able to do it. But yeah, that was the hard part about Celebration, is there was so much going on and you're just not going to be able to do everything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Millennium Workshop. Good evening.
What's up, Rex? He was just at ICC.
How's it going?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
a
saw
lot of people went to ICC.
Rito helmet was dope.
Yeah.
Going to Comic-Con Stockholm, Sweden this Saturday. Was going to meet Rosario Dawson for a photo and auto, but she canceled. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks.
Yeah. I'm thinking about Rebel Scum as well.
Do it.
Nice.
Do it. I'll be
Yeah,
there.
I've had someone cancel.
I wonder,
That does
like,
suck.
What would be better, Rebel Scum or ICCC? Like, I know this year ICCC was like Ninja Turtles as well, and it's supposed to be all Star Wars.
This year for me, Rebel Scum seemed a little bit more my speed. So for me this year, Rebel Scum was definitely the easier option. I wanted to do
Right.
both, but I just couldn't swing both, so it was kind of a one or the other for me. And honestly, I think it kind of just depends on the lineups, like, and who is more interesting to see. But I mean, from what I saw last year, Rebel Scum, I mean, they seem very, like, when you boil it down, very similar in like what they're trying to accomplish. It's just how they go about accomplishing it, and then who they bring to the table, essentially. And this year, they're bringing out a lot of big names like Katie Sackhoff. I think the Armor's going, Sam Whitworth. So a lot of like pretty mainstream people are going. So to me, that had more appeal than the Ninja Turtles aspect. So,
yeah. When do they post their the dates for the next con? Because like I know they're not as big as like Fan Expo. Like Fan Expo posts like a couple days later.
Yeah, I think because of the venue, it even because it's October last year. So like
so like ICCC didn't give they didn't give much time to plan for people who
I think generally they try to announce the final day. Like at the end of it, I think that's when they try to announce like, hey, next year this is when it's going to be and where it's going to be. So I think going into it, they've already planned. But I think they knew
that might sway my decision then for going either to Rebel Scum or ICCC.
Yeah. I mean, I know that that's like kind of what the bottom line is, and the expectation is like, hey, the last day you're going to announce when the next one's going to be. And I think most cons, even small ones, are pretty good about, doing that.
Yeah.
Or not waiting too long. But especially with ICCC, there really wasn't much of a turnaround. Like it went from October and then moved all the way up to May. So you kind of can't wait too long to announce the next one. But I think they announced it like very shortly after, or like literally that third day that they were like, "Hey,
I didn't even see it. Hopefully, it's gonna be same time, maybe same venue.
I mean, if it is, then in 2027, it's not going to happen either, because that's going to be right after probably when Celebration, So
yeah. Eric said I dig being around a big crowd, even though I'm an introvert.
I feel that. Definitely can be very overwhelming, though.
Gotta Go Fast is hello. Hey, Gotta Go Fast. We haven't seen you in a while. Gonna be my first ever Comic-Con, NerdCon. At least they are gonna have Star Wars section at the convention and the local 501st. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Niagara, they're gonna have a big 501st area. They don't have too many Star Wars guests, just the two. But
just the two.
Yeah, the 501st, I think they usually do a pretty good job.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Appearances at cons, even if it's in a smaller capacity. Obviously, sometimes they're able to go a lot bigger and like kind of make those scenes and areas, but they always show out 100%.
Yeah, what is Rebel Scum? Is that a group? No, it's a convention in Texas.
Dallas, Frisco.
Yeah, you guys got to think about coming to Rhode Island. I told you already, they're stacked with Star Wars celebrities already.
I mean, that won't happen for me this year. It won't be this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might send you up a plaque or something for Freddie Prinze, but I can't justify the flying up there and then him possibly canceling. I mean, it is stacked, but I don't know that I'll be able to pull that now that I've decided to, full send it to Rebel Scum.
Yeah, I get.
Gotta Go Fast is also. I started watching the 2003 Clone Wars show. I think it's way better than the 2008 Clone Wars. Oh, the Tartakovsky Clone Wars.
That's a good fun run.
The Tartakovsky one is pretty good. I know that's like a pretty fan favorite for those that have watched.
Yeah, a hot take there, because I mean, like the season 7 of the newer Clone Wars was peak Star Wars too. So
yeah, the original Clone Wars, I must say, I liked them so much.
Yeah,
so much that I bought 2 3.25 original style Clone War figures because I just love the sculpt. I got Anakin and Mace Windu recently.
Very cool.
And I was really mad because the week before I was there, I had Ventress in my hand and I put her back on the peg and I'm like, oh, and I came back, she was gone. They were all there. And I left Yoda on the peg. Yoda's still there. But he doesn't look, I don't like the way he looks nearly as much as the other guys. Like Anakin and Mace look fantastic in that style. So I figure I'm going to have to shoot them at some point. But I'm almost afraid to take them out of the packaging because the packaging looks so cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who else is going to Rhode Island? Do you see Ray Park's going?
Hold on. Ray Park was going to go last year. He didn't go this year. So hold
canceled
on.
Though, eh?
Yeah, hold on. I actually put a folder with everybody for myself to keep track of.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
General Grievous is awesome in the old show too. Yeah, that's where you
learn the cough.
Learn about the cough. Why he coughs.
All right. So in Rhode Island, we're gonna get Brendan Wayne.
Okay.
Who's that's kind of cool. John Wayne's son, who's does the Mandalorian. Dennis Lawson, Wedge.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Diana Lee Nasanto, who is Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah. Bruce Lee's goddaughter as well.
That's true. Yeah, Amon Esfandi, who's plays.
Yeah, you got to meet him. You got to meet Amon. Amon is so friendly.
He's so nice.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Jonas, who does Chewbacca.
Ultimo,
yeah, definitely. Katie Sackhoff, and I think the last one confirmed.
Oh, John Cryer. Look at that, John Cryer as well.
But Rosario is only going to be there on Saturday.
Yeah, you got some big names going there.
Yeah, but like Star Wars wise, and dude, we're not even like fully confirmed everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't even heated up. That's just early. So,
wow, Rainn Wilson.
Rhode Island Comic Con is like popping. Like
Sean Gunn.
The last few years, man, it's been big.
Yeah.
Sting.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Tom Cavanaugh. Wow.
Well, I think there's like a decent portion of the Flash cast that's going.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like you're getting
a lot of group things. I think because there's tons and tons and tons.
Oh, there's still a lot to be. Oh wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Rhode Island Comic Con is becoming like really, really like top notch with especially with their lineup of guests. So
23
it looks
still to announce.
Wow.
Right? And like the
Who
Star
the heck
Wars
is Wedge?
one,
I forgot. Oh. Get out of here. Gotta go fast. Wedge is the Luke's buddy, the other X-Wing pilot throughout the original trilogy.
That's a big one. Jamie Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Grant Gustin. There's a decent amount of the Flash.
Oh, Hank Azaria. Wow.
Yeah. Gina Davis. They're gonna do I wonder if Tom Hanks will end up being there because I think Lori Petty's gonna be there already.
No, Madonna.
So they might do a League of Their Own kind of thing.
Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell.
Charlie Cox.
Dude, so they got most of the Daredevil cast already.
If he doesn't cancel.
Well, they got Daredevil, Flash. There's a decent showing for Star Wars. I mean,
Alec Baldwin. Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy one.
Is he the dude how got cut, but they only added him back in? No.
No. Wedge has always been.
He's always been in there. He's famous for the look at the size of that thing.
Yeah. Watch the trench run. You'll see who he is.
Yeah.
And then the beginning of Empire.
You got to meet. You're meeting Dennis Lawson, right, Patrick? I'm assuming.
If he comes to Rhode Island, hell yes. He's coming to Rhode Island. That's why I took that recent image.
I know. I was gonna say you sent me that picture, so I'm hoping you're gonna get him.
I purposely
got
that with that in mind.
Because I planted the seed in your head that maybe you should print out like a little, I don't know, 5x7 or something, like a postcard size image to gift to these actors, even if you're not getting their autograph. Are you gonna do that?
If I am, I'm gonna have to get it done tomorrow. Anything. I've been so damn busy, man. Honestly, it
wouldn't be a bad idea because like they could shout you out on their socials, right?
Yeah, I might do that. It's just it's going to be so last minute because I've been trying to get ready for some other things, worrying about prom because prom switched from junior to senior prom that we're going to.
Dad things.
Yeah, dresses. Those things are important. I'm driving for nail. I think tomorrow's nail technician that I'm driving her to. When I get back, it's all about the hairdressing and getting ready. So it's crazy. And I think literally like days after I get back, I've got a Masonic meeting, which I get to be the master of the lodge for one more swing at bat. Because it's our tradition. Whoever the current masters, if you appointed them, you're the guy that runs that meeting. It's our big steak fry. It's a quick meeting that the next night is the Avett brothers. The next night is prom. So it's boom, like it's bang, 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 bang. And then this weekend we just had my wife's friend who works for the New York Times that she went to school with came by and impromptu he ended up spending the night. Like he was going to go back to New York, but he ended up spending the night. So that was cool. So that was fun. So it's been crazy. So I meant to do it the other week when I was getting the other image done. Because I won't have a book done for that, but I wanted to give that to Warwick Davis, the other image. So I do need to try to get that done.
I mean, I think at like CVS, you could print them off for like 50 cents too, like a small one. And, some of them are pretty good about posting like some of the things that they get or some of the things that they see. Like I know James Arnold Taylor.
I'm not going to have much, leeway because I don't have. Unfortunately, where I am, there is no Costco. And where I lived in New Jersey, I lived by the Costco. And being a former Fuji film rep, I would just ask for the profile and then pump that in. When I go into Photoshop, I had it all ready to tweak, upload my files. I'd go there, pick my stuff up. And I honestly used to do all of my work. Like when I used to do like stuff for Seton Hall Law, I'd get it printed there. So it was great. And I love it. And so if I could do that, I might try to get it squeezed in time, but we'll see. Tomorrow, I probably will. Because I do have to stop there to get, like I was saying, like some travel toothpaste and stuff like that, Yeah. The stupid stuff. I already kind of put my medication aside. I put my autograph book aside, my stickers aside, like my passport is here. I already have like $500 in cash over in this spot. Like, so I've got now it's just assembling the stuff all day tomorrow. Laundry.
Making sure you don't forget anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I have like a checklist that I've gone through. Okay. I got that.
Yeah.
I check to make sure like there isn't anything, flying out of the country over to Canada that I need to do or anything. Nope. I got past again. And
that's okay. They won't probe you until you go back into the States.
Yes. Then they might test me, and who knows? Maybe I won't look. Maybe I look Canadian, and they won't let me back. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna get me a toque, so when I wear it back, I'll be like, doo. They're like, nope, get back.
The flannel jacket, right?
Yes. Chris is going to get me outfitted.
Put that in your luggage. Don't wear it. Yeah, don't wear it back. Just put it in your luggage.
Eric likes your cap.
Oh, thanks, man. This
Nice.
is from Noah's channel.
Very cool. Very cool. That was a nice segue into autographs. So autographs and photo ops. Like, what do you guys prefer? I mean, as a Padawan, what are you leaning more towards?
I'm not doing the pops. For one thing, is
The
I'm not doing
Canadian suit, all denim.
I'm not doing like bringing a pop to get signed because one, the prices always go up with a pop now, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to sit there and crush save a box, crush the box just to get it in a bag so you can get it there. So it's more convenient either.
No.
I'd rather, like I did my book, and I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And as opposed to doing a plaque and stuff, which is cool, I'd rather do my book of images so I have them and I could do them and be more conscious of who I might see at con so that I can produce images, make a book, and have them sign that. Because I honestly think for me, I've enjoyed the feedback from the actors.
Yeah.
Seeing the moment recreated in Funko form. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why you should just do like an extra image, like I said, little postcard size, and you can get them to sign it and then also give them one as well.
Well, no, I was going to have them sign my book and then I'll give them that.
Yeah, sign your book. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to sign the postcard that you're giving.
No.
Like, yeah, take that, kid.
Yeah.
No, but no, I think that's
said,
I like how you guys do the plaques. I think the plaques are pretty unique and pretty sleek because even with the plaque, you can move that to your displays, or you could put them in the binder like you started doing. Tony did them like in frames. So there's different ways to do that. Like I do like my book because it's so personal. I think that's where everyone's going to differ. What's personal to you? What speaks to you in your collection? How do you display it? For me, the book, it's my work. It's great to share the passion with the celebrity. They enjoy seeing the passion shared in your creative way, of sharing the fandom.
Yeah.
And I just like being able to go through them and see the images with the signature there. It's cool. And it's nicely, it's a nice book. It'll travel nice to cons. So it's got all those pluses. I think your plaques, I mean,
right.
You tell me, you guys order the plaques. I mean, are they somewhat cost effective as well?
I mean, if I were in your shoes, Patrick, I would 100% do the book too, because I think it's unique that you get to share your artwork with them. I don't do anything like that. So, but if I did and I was in your shoes, that would be exactly what I would do as well, because it also sparks conversation. Like, like who took this picture? And be like, well, I did, and that's what I do. And here you can look at all the other ones that are in my book too. And I'm just trying to get it all filled up and have all the people sign it and stuff. But I do like the idea of giving them like a little keepsake because it's not like super expensive to like print out a little.
No,
it's like a few
and
cents.
It's something that it'll fit in their luggage. They can take with them. Yeah, so that's the thing. I asked my friend who he works at like the local fan expo run cons here, and he's like, well, a lot of them, like you can give them gifts, but like a lot of the stuff gets left behind because they can't take it with them. But like if it's something small like a postcard, that'll fit in their luggage, right? So
yeah.
But for me, the plaques, I mean, I used to get my pop sign. Like that's how I started, and that was my first autograph is I would get the pop sign. But it just became such a hassle, and then you'd have to kind of like hold it and wait for it to dry. Then you'd have to like put it into a case, and then the case takes up space. And at the time, I was using like a Loungefly, so pretty much putting like a hardback pop is like the entire bag.
One and done.
I mean, now I've done like I've upgraded to a backpack and stuff that I put my pins on. But honestly, when I was traveling to Japan, I was like, dude, like I can't bring pops with me. Like that's so risky, even putting it in a hard stack. So I've moved over to the plaques, and I think that's where I'm kind of going to stay for now. They're just super convenient. They hold up really well. They're nice. They're easy to sign. They don't smudge. I haven't had any smudge, honestly, and I don't think anyone else has. They're
Mm-mm.
customizable. I mean, I think it's like $15, for the plaque. Like it's
Look, man, he does a fantastic job.
yeah, he does. And he has like pre-made
does.
ones
He really
already
does.
that you can just order. But if you just hit him up and
Yeah.
ask him to customize it,
You can
does
ask
it
him to
on the
change anything.
spot.
Yeah.
Like any picture,
Yeah,
whatever
he's so
it is,
good.
hey, I want this on the left side rather than the right side. Can you do these 2 images? Like he's super professional in how he goes about printing them and doing them. He allows you to customize it. Like, he's a class act. I really enjoy his stuff. And a lot of the people that sign them are like them too. And I'll even be standing in line, like kind of holding it, waiting. I'm like, okay, let's go. And people are be like, where did you get that? And I was like, oh, well, this guy, Ariel, AM Custom Plaques, blah, blah. And like, we'll start talking about it. Then they'll look him up. And then, I have been seeing more and more plaques start making their way, but they display easily. I mean, at some point I do want to be able to like kind of get little stands and put them around my collection and stuff like that. But I haven't figured it out yet, so I've kind of I've asked Chris about
you can make them very easily.
Yeah, but I currently have them like in a binder and stuff, kind of like Chris does.
I like that. That looks nice. That does look nice. I see Tony might be moving to cards, trading cards.
He has started to get those signed instead. I mean, he still does plaques and stuff like that. Like I think he got. Actually, no. I think his most recent ones have been card signatures, but that's also a really big deal. Like in that card community, like that very much is a thing. And some of the cards are really cool. I unfortunately have dipped my toe, almost my entire leg, into the card section now.
Really?
Ooh. What are you going to give up? What are you going to give up?
Is it like tearing into the pack? Is it tearing packs? Is that what you're hooked for?
It's the art for me. I mean, that's why I love the comic books and stuff, and that's why I've really been drawn to a lot of the art prints. And I think listening to Tony's Sith Talk, like episodes with the artist, and then getting to meet and speak with them in Japan, really kind of changed my perspective. And they're easier to collect. They're smaller. You can have more of them. But some of the art that these people do, like on these Topps cards, is just absolutely beautiful. Like Tracy yesterday has like a whole like 15 set of cards that are just dedicated to like Anakin and his kind of transition into the dark side and the most pivotal points like throughout the saga. And like, how could I not want those? Like, I'm a huge Anakin girl. Like,
So do you go with like the Galaxy ones and not those other? I can't keep up with all.
I don't know too much about it, but I'm not like for buying the box and trying to rip it and trying to get the autographs. I kind of really, I kind of want to see what's in there already, and then I'll purchase it, kind of thing. But really, some of the art is what stands out to me. So a lot of like Anakin and Padme cards are like absolutely beautiful.
I like the seeing you guys when you open the art ones as opposed to the character cards. Yeah. Personally, I could care less about the character cards. I think all the ones with all that I think that was what I liked watching everyone who's doing the Galaxy ones, because they're gorgeous. Like they're just like every one is just like a still frame of awesomeness. And then I do like whatever the cards they open and you get the sketch cards.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
Like, how could I not want one? So I just do it for the art. I mean, everyone does it for different reasons. I know pulling autographs and the sketch cards are like huge, but if I get one, I get one. But I kind of just like to see what cards they have, because he did like a whole run where he was selling like the singles. And you can already like kind of pre-look at like what the box, like what's in there already, because it was an older set. And I was like, you know what? I'll buy a few singles off. Like that's all I'm really looking for. I'm not looking to like break boxes and rip packs and stuff like that. Right. But I do really enjoy the art. Like
that's a great way too, Lex, that you mentioned. You could just go buy a single.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that.
There's that amazing Padme card.
Yeah.
Gotta go faster. I saw Revenge of the Sith with my friend when they re-released it, and some little kid ran out crying when the younglings died. People are brutal. How when they laughed when Anakin slaughtered the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask at the start of the show because I missed last episode because I was away, but also my voice, like I was kind of recovering while I was away too, so gave me time to get my voice back. But like, how was last episode? Like, how did you guys like the season finale of Andor?
I think we kind of both agreed they stuck the landing, like pretty smooth. Some things that, you know, we were kind of like, meh. I mean, I understood why they did the whole, essentially an entire episode about like Luthen and the, I always forget her name, but the girls.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Claire? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I was like,
and the bombing on Naboo?
I mean, yes, like it was cool, but did we need a whole episode of that? But then it kind of really added to the gravity of what happened next.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta go fast. We are doing spoilers. Sorry, but
Sorry.
I was just, you know, what did I think that it needed to be a whole episode? No, but I think it added to the gravity of what she had to do, you know, when it came to kind of, you know, letting Luthen die peacefully and trying to give that to him rather than letting him go on to be tortured and possibly give up, you know, secrets about the rebellion and the Yavin base and stuff like that. So I think what she did was insane, and it really made it like it made that scene more impactful.
Yeah.
So, but I thought they stuck the landing. It was beautiful. I mean, we got to see B2 Emo. He's out on the farm, like we figured. You know, Bix has a baby. You know, Cassian's baby, and I've seen some people start posting like, "Oh, like does that take away from now Cassian and Jin and this and that?" And you know, kind of.
I mean, Cassian and Jin were never a thing, though.
I never thought they were a thing.
I didn't either. I was like, you know, I think it was kind of just the heat of the moment. Like, you know, they knew they were about to die. They had just been through all of this. Like, it kind of just happened. But his true love was
and now watch Rogue One, and a new Hope.
Different. Definitely feels different.
You get a different vibe. It really changes the vibe of the whole thing. It was.
What the heck was going on there?
I was like, am I going like this? Because it was moving with my hand. I was like, right.
Yeah, no, my cat put his paw on the like on my keyboard, and I didn't even realize it. And I was like, what is going on? And then I realized it was him.
What's he doing?
I was like, oh,
no, I thought they did a great job. I love the tension that was built. I love that music with the montage at the end. I can't talk enough about that. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
but I think everything paid off very well. When you love seeing what happened to the bad guy at the end, you know,
a last human
you get that payoff, it's like awesome. It was just so good. And now when you watch Rogue One, I don't feel that that's a romantic thing with Jin. I think it's a business, and it's always been that whole time. Cassian's never changed where he was there and where he is now, and it make that whole. You know, we've done a lot of things in the rebellion that we're not proud of, and you got all those guys behind them. Melchi's there, you know, like now it has more gravitas and more weight to it because you've seen the sacrifices and all those things leading up to that. So when they get the plans, and then it's like I'm so into the Andor, into the Rogue One, but then I forget like.
Well, it explains so much. It explains so much with Saw Gerrera too, like why he's so.
Weird.
Paranoid.
Well, I was gonna go fucked up.
I mean, yeah, that's one.
Because he was addicted to the fumes.
Like,
stick
it huffing space glue there, I guess. You know,
right? So
I told Pat. I think I talked to Pat.
It was gritty. It was very gritty. We touched on areas that no one would think you touch in Star Wars. But it was all done very well, with purpose, with meaning. You had tension. It was absolutely well done. And almost like A New Hope. Like, I feel like those guys now, when you see the story, kind of rush in and take the glory at the end. Like, there is nothing for, you know, Rogue One, you know, may the Force be with you. That's all they got. That's all they got, because they all died on there, but that's all they got to honor them. You know what I mean?
But what were your thoughts, Chris? Did you think they stuck the landing? Are you kind of
for sure? And like, I know Eric and I discussed it on our show too. That like it started off slow with the first 3 episodes, but each story arc got better than the last one, and the last 3 episodes were by far the best. Like they were 11. 11 out of 10.
Yeah, they nailed it. They nailed it.
Yeah.
I hope that they learned from the rich character building that we got with the casts and the writing and the directing and the photography, all that, because it was all a perfect blend of all those different efforts from so many different areas of that crew to put that together. All well done to the finest. And I hope we learn from that and keep doing like that, because trust me, I love the fast adventure of like a movie like Solo. I still really enjoyed that. The Acolyte, I really enjoyed that. You know, there's some parts of it, I didn't like how it was edited, I would say, but I enjoyed a majority of it. There's more of it I loved than I ever hated. But in this, it was different. There wasn't blasters all the time and all this, but yet there was, right? It felt so Star Wars, but a different Star Wars, because it was told from many different perspectives to give you a view of something that we knew about, but maybe we felt it more. Does that make sense? Like we knew about it, but now we felt it more. I don't know. That's how I kind of can explain like what it does to you. Then going into Rogue and then going into New Hope. It makes everything weighs a lot more now. Like you realize it wasn't just this, going back to what I remember. It's just, they've been fighting, I guess, but and you don't really know much about that. And they go and then this one day happened and bang, and it was over in a day.
And they got the plans, and that was that.
It just happens. It's, man,
there was a huge
now there's
sacrifice.
so much more. Yeah. And it was interesting. And just to see it when you realize it really started with Kleia. When Luthen found Kleia hiding on the ship because they were doing mass genocide, you know what I mean? And she could have been one, and he spared her. And that empathy is what started this whole thing. Yeah. And it was, and so much what Luthen said came true, about empathy, having it, and then you never seeing the sunrise, and then you see Bix at the end. I mean, all that. It was so. I hope we get more things like that. It was so good.
Yeah. Gotta go fast. Said I have a question. If you were to delete one character from Star Wars, who would it be?
Oh, I already know, but I know it's bad.
Do not say Jar Jar.
It's not. It's not.
Good. You don't erase.
I don't know if I would delete anyone. I don't know if I would delete anyone.
I feel like there's ones that, like, if I had time to think of, it would come to me, but it's not coming to me right now. I also have like the sinus fog.
One from Kenobi, I would.
Oh,
sorry,
Reva.
Who would you delete?
Reva from Kenobi.
Oh, Reva, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still wouldn't.
I think a character in my opinion, kind of messed up some things. How many times is a person going to be able to be stabbed by a lightsaber? I mean, come on. We lost Qui-Gon with one whack from Darth Maul, one impalement. Everybody else is living. Sabine, this gal, come on. So, like, to me, I didn't mind the character, except she keeps living. Like, kill her off, because she shouldn't be knowing about Anakin in the first place. Like, that ruins, to me, if you knew that, it kind of takes away from the whole original, like, not knowing and then learning. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it needs to be done. Again, she did a great job, doing it. I just didn't care for the character. And again, if there's one that I get rid of, that's who it would be. Got to go fast.
Reva got stabbed and survived twice from Vader himself, so all the younglings would have survived. I
don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't think. I mean, not that I'd want to.
I don't know if I would. I just don't know if I would. Like, I think they're all there. I think they're all there for a reason, for a purpose. They all have a purpose.
There's not one character you could do without.
I don't think so. Not one that I can think of.
I mean, I could do without Rey Skywalker. I'd rather have Rey Palpatine, but that's just me.
I agree with that. I like I'd rather have taken Palpatine.
I just feel like there
I
would
always
be
called
so
that.
much gravitas. Like,
Yes.
you know, the name doesn't define you. You know, you're ending generational trauma. Like, that name doesn't.
Well, think about it. It's
I would just erase
the
that little
opposite.
part.
It's the opposite. In the first one, you have the Palpatine taking young Skywalker and corrupting him. Now you've got an old Skywalker teaching the young Palpatine to do the right. You know what I mean? Like, so it had its things. You should have played into that, and they didn't.
Poetic.
They screwed that up because that would have given the actress much better performance to run with. Because again, Adam Driver knew where his character is going and ending. She did not. And she admitted that in different interviews throughout time. So by what she said in her own admission, you can't form a character solidly to give a performance if you don't know that basis. So, you know, unfortunately, I really think though that Palpatine would have gave it so much more. I agree.
What is that?
Go watch that video. That's my reasons why I think Rey Skywalker works.
Why you think it works? I mean,
I got reasons.
I kind of understand, but I just think it was too easy for them to take the Skywalker name. Like, she is a Palpatine, and I think she needed to own that. And I think it would have shown, like, you know, Palpatine had such bad connotation, and now moving forward, like, it's going to have good connotation. She's gonna do the right things, but she's a Palpatine. Skywalkers don't have Force lightning. Palpatine's motherfucking do, and she does. She is a Palpatine. She is not a Skywalker. Own that shit. Own that shit, girl. Like, don't just take the name to take the name.
I don't think she took the name just to take the name.
Truth.
She took it because they're trying to carry the Skywalker saga on, and that
She
should have been the
she
end of the
took it
Skywalker
because
saga.
she took it because she was honoring Luke and Leia, and two, when Ben Solo transferred his Force life essence into her, he transferred that Skywalker essence into her.
At birth, she's a Palpatine.
I know what I would have said.
At birth, she was a
Jedi
Palpatine.
Order.
After Ben Solo transferred that mighty Skywalker Force essence into her.
Yeah,
I would have just ended that.
He has a bit of Ben Solo in her.
I get the, you know, honoring Luke and Leia, but I just think there would have been so much more weight if she, like, kind of owned the Palpatine name and was like, look, I know he was a dick. I am not going to be a dick. I'm going to do good. You know, Palpatine is now going to mean light and not dark, and, you know, go forward with it. And I thought it would have been cooler if she owned it. But I get, you know, she was trying to honor the Skywalkers and stuff. Yeah, it's a redemption story for the Palpatine name. Like,
right?
You know?
And intertwined with the Skywalkers. You know, come on. Yeah, I
think that's kind of what it was. They just wanted to continue the Skywalker name on so they can continue the Skywalker saga.
My thing is they should have just ended the Jedi like Luke had said, you know, the Jedi needs to end. Great, I agree. They're going to be, I'm going to train a new order and we're going to rename them the Skywalkers. That's how you honor them. I am Rey Palpatine. And
I think that's what they're leading up to, though. With her having that name, I think that's what they're leading up to, is her training these new Jedi, and they're going to be called
Skywalker. She's supposed to like found the new order or something. Like, I think that's what this
I think that's what it's. I think it's what it's leading up to with her taking that name.
But if we don't get a movie or a show about the path, I'm going to get pretty pissed. Pretty pissed.
Oh my God, Patrick.
I mean, it's kind of annoying.
I stayed up late. I can't even tell you. I was up till like 1 o'clock last night playing an AI, and I must have created so many awesome artwork posters for the path.
Awesome.
I gotta get that Rhode Island accent down.
Like, just my prompts alone, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna write a screenplay called The Path, I guess, because like I'm coming up with all these ideas for Food AI to get these images. I'm like, oh, it's so awesome. But you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't let you make Lenny Kravitz look like Quinlan Voss, because I tried over and over. Yeah. And you know what it was? I was like, oh, maybe I can't use Quinlan. Oh, it was Lenny Kravitz. It was like a for sure thing. So he must have something.
Well, I think
he doesn't want his likeness done.
Yeah, like I think the artists and stuff have kind of a
because it's like no go with that. I was like, oh damn.
Well, because a lot of controversies come from people using AI. I know like Taylor Swift was a big one where people were kind of like changing and doing things, and she was like, yeah, no, like we're not going to do this anymore. Like you're not allowed to use my stuff in AI, and call it a day. Especially like the voices and stuff. That's been a big one. Like writing songs and stuff like with Taylor Swift's voice or whoever's voice, but changing the lyrics. It's crazy. Wild world we live in nowadays. But should we show our recent pickups and close?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know Patrick's like itching to like show everyone.
I was all excited earlier.
We're all happy for you too, and a little bit jealous.
I got all right. So I'll start with the not as cool, but not as cool.
Okay.
So I'll start with we got
okay.
But I go Qui-Gon.
I still got to pick mine up.
That's a cool one. That's a one. Yeah, I'm really usually pretty psyched. I went. My regular guy's like, hey, and as I was walking, I was like, I was wondering. And then as I was walking towards the counter asking, I looked over and saw them on the thing and hadn't gotten a hey or like hey, your stuff's no. And when I walked up the counter, I was just picked these off the shelf and went up. He realized. But I also got this one that we've all talked and wanted for a while, Starkiller.
We wanted it for so long.
Yeah. As much as I wanted him now, I have him. I'm like, I don't like him nearly as much as I like the Qui-Gon one. Really? I like the Qui-Gon. I like Qui-Gon a little better now. I don't know why.
Really? Okay.
This is what it's all about, folks. When you finally get your Grail. This to me was my Grail. I wanted this for so long. This I got for a great price, great deal.
Now, did you get the box or was there no box?
Oh, dude, it was box, and they had a nice, cover on the box, like a
nice
protector on the box, and that's a bigger box. So it was. They treated it very nicely. It's in great shape. I took it out
the box.
Yeah, I didn't toss the box. I have all the boxes in boxes.
We're just about there, Patrick.
Almost. Just got to throw the box out. The boxes out.
The director Krennic meme. We were this close.
We're this close. But it's funny because I have this on display now. I moved my little kind of caddy corner display where I have my helmet. I have basically all my 10-inch pops and my helmets on. What I have now is this kind of like on the top in the front and center. And then I've got Anakin on the, that droid, that they released recently, from Mustafar. And then I have the Smuggler's Bounty Obi-Wan, high ground, Anakin, we're brothers. I got that version.
You're my brother.
I have those guys on either side of this in the center of them. It looks cool.
Nice.
I love it. And I don't know, you'll see it on my video. What's really cool is, as you can see underneath, it's clear acrylic. So I was messing around, and when you see the video that comes out on the unboxing,
light under it.
Yes, and it is fire. It is awesome. Fire. So I was like, and I even said if you could get like a tracing tablet, if you people at home wanted to display it, you get like a cheap little tablet, tracing tablet, something off Amazon, doesn't cost much. You can have a little built-in battery. Put that on display, put that on top of it. I'm telling you. I put my iPad on it and it didn't do enough. So I actually grabbed one of my lights that I usually like the background with and plugged that in and that under it. Oh, but yes, that is what I've been excited about, because that was a Grail that I've been looking for a while, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Like it's the one that I've looked like every hobby shop, every con, every vendor at the con, up and down. If you had a Funko Pop, I checked it out because I was on look for that. And and you guys know you could find them, but sometimes it's not just the find. It's can you find it? Can you find it at a good price when you're just looking online? And this was like a great price, great seller, and so I was very excited. So very happy. Checked off the list, and that feels great as a collector.
Yeah, it certainly does, especially a Grail. Like a long time Grail it's big acquisition.
Oh yeah,
Chris,
for sure.
what did you pick up, or do you
Why
want to
don't-
go first?
Why don't you go first? I'll go last.
Well,
I
not a pickup.
got one surprise. So
I built Mr. Choppa.
Yes.
nice. Choppa. Get to the
Choppa.
choppa.
That looks great.
He's cute. I like him
I'm
more.
waiting to see the Imperial Disguise version.
Yes, they do. Maybe someone will sell like a custom like little kit. That
I bet they will.
You
100%.
can do that.
Oh,
for.
I'm sure somebody's already on it.
But then I also found this guy on eBay who makes these Lego posters. So I got the original trilogy,
Ooh.
or no, the prequel trilogy
Oh,
posters, but in Lego.
Okay.
dude,
The
that
Phantom Menace.
So
That's
there's the Phantom Menace. We got episode 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
And then last, and the best one, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that looks awesome. That
So
looks awesome.
I am so excited to hang these up. And,
And you're
yeah.
such a Lego fan, so that's awesome for you.
Well, I saw them and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have those.
I
Like,
saw
you know,
posters like that out of Funko. I would, take my money.
maybe you should work on that, Patrick.
I have thought about it. I have thought about it.
Maybe. Who knows? I'm sure you could pull it off.
Actually, I have a project I am working on. I'm going to be recreating a Star Tours poster.
Ooh,
Nice.
and Funko.
So that'll
form.
be
Nice.
Yeah, that's a future video I'm working on now. That'll be probably out in about a month. But yeah, I'm working on that, getting some pieces together for that, which will be kind of cool. I just what came up is some other collector bought the new version of the one that I have. I don't know if you remember last year. I think it was last May 4th. They came out with that white Star Tours vehicle, and it was all electronic and super cool. Well, they now redid that to be like the bronze one that you see at Disney World. And I have that one from I bought it for my son when we went back in 2013, maybe. So I have that one, and it does the music when the doors open up, the and everything, and they shut. But the new one has like a LCD screen in it, whereas mine just had these little plastic things you would slide in. It would play that scene.
Mhm.
But I have a lot of the original characters and stuff. Like I have like the robot, that kind of flow looking one with the one leg, the one wheel. I've got the droid with the little, they look like little lightsabers, the little light sticks to bring the ship in, a random passenger, suitcases, but I've got the whole thing's there. So and I end up showing that and having to photograph all the details of it to show this group of guys they're asking about it. I'm like, oh, I'll take pics of it. So then thinking of it, I'm like, oh, what would be cool? Maybe I should do something with this. So
Right. That would be cool.
I think making the poster, like the movie posters out of Funko, is like totally up your alley.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
That would be cool, and
that is
it'd be a
something.
cool challenge too.
Well,
That would be a cool challenge.
I'm challenging you. You can either accept or deny.
I will accept.
Okay, I'll hang those up. I'll put the Lego ones and then the Funko ones, and we'll call it a day.
All right. We'll get on that. And I'll try to, maybe I'll do the original trilogy so that you have something different. You can have Lego represent the prequel.
Okay.
Nice.
Slay.
You know what I am
All right,
excited?
Chris.
They're opening up a Pop Mart store at Providence Place Mall.
Really?
Oh yeah, my daughter is like talking about it, and we went. I mean, it's right next to the Lego store, and it's like they're still like unboxing the store. When we walk by, and I was like, oh, my daughter is like super excited for it, and I was like, you're excited. Father's Day, if it's got to be open by Father's Day, and if it is, they've got Star Wars Pop Mart, so just buy a box of them. She's like, what do you mean a box? I got a case. Just buy a case. She's like, what do you mean a case?
Nice.
Well, if you get a case, of pretty much I'm going to get all of them, and maybe like a rare one or two. So just get the case. Put them on a mission. I
want that Anakin versus Obi-Wan diorama badly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My friend bought a ROTS poster off of Amazon for $12. It was signed by George Lucas himself. No joke, it's real. That's pretty awesome.
Holy shit! I think that happened to Grayson from
Just
Mortal Kombat.
just send me your address. You can just, or I'll send you my address. You can
The
send
Mark
that to me.
Hamill signature on that was a book, right?
I think it was like a
Yeah.
comic or something, and it was like
Yeah.
faintly, like you could tell it was like either Mark Hamill or George Lucas had signed it, and I was like,
That's
and he got it
pretty
for like
crazy.
$1 or something. I was like, no way. But all right, Chris, let's see it.
Okay, I'll share a couple of things with you. Let's start with the cool thing.
Oh,
Ooh, what's that? It's a cylinder.
lightsaber.
Oh, it retracts.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I remember those.
And nope, this is
But
the
I had the
only
ones
one
you
of
like
its kind.
slap out.
Yeah, this is the only automatic retracting and extending saber.
Where'd you find
And
that?
Hasbro turned it down.
Really?
Hasbro turned it down. You guys will have to wait for my full video to find out the details, but
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
He's got an
I'll tease it
exclusive
here.
here, I guess.
yeah. And then just give me a second. Let me.
Are
let me pull up my
those
other
the ones that are
camera.
like $45-$50?
Yeah, they're really cheap.
Yeah, I think I've seen them, but
And
I've never
so-
like known anyone to have one.
No, I had the
Yeah.
one as a kid
Yeah,
where
let me-
they like look like that, but then you'd have to like
Yeah,
slap
but you always had to
over
push it back in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it would be like a struggle to get it back in because the one
Oh,
piece
yeah.
like, wouldn't go, and then you would have to like,
Yeah, let me see if I can switch.
whoa,
Let's see if.
we're going on a mission.
Where are we going?
Yeah, let me. Okay, ignore the sideways camera though. So I too got a chopper.
Joppa.
This guy.
Oh my goodness! Hello, buddy.
Look at that cutie
chopper.
patootie.
Oh my goodness. Hello, guy.
Oh, awesome.
Oh
Chris.
my goodness. He's adorable. Oh.
And he's already liking
Okay,
the
let me
Wampa
switch
rug.
my-
He's playing the Wampa rug.
Yeah, already.
Good
God.
dog.
Doggo. Gotta go fast as.
So-
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Chris. That's a pretty good
Oh my
pickup.
goodness. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
a big pickup.
I think Eric was the only one who kind of knew about it because I think I was discussing it with him about possibly picking him up because I had to change the time of our stream last week and then we didn't end up getting him that day, so it was a whole deal about adopting him, but we got him.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's better than a Funko Pop for sure.
Definitely the
Yeah.
best pickup.
Oh, look at Liam.
Troublemaker.
Chris, you understand we were
Wampa
talking about
rug,
our cats
yeah.
at the end of our last episode. That I just busted up.
So you're
laughing.
talking about your cats?
we
Yeah,
were
we
talking
were.
about our cats.
We segued from Andor into cats, and
Yeah,
now we're ending with dogs. We are on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wampa Rug, I think it came from
SPCA, PETA, they want to sponsor our show now.
yeah.
Echo.
My wife got the Wampa Rug for me, but I think you can find it on Amazon.
How old is he?
Best pickup, yeah. He's 3 years old.
Oh, he's a
Oh, he's
baby.
adorable.
He's a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. He came into the shelter as a stray and they named him Monkey. I was like, no, he's not keeping the name Monkey.
No. Did you name him Chopper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Joppa.
Yeah.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Joppa.
Choppa.
After the war criminal or the Terminator?
The war criminal.
Could be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully not.
But you know what? I
Kinda
must
dogged.
say, I think even more with Andor, I definitely want a K2. If I had to pick my favorite droid, it's now K2SO, then Chopper.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're making a
friend's cat-
K2 Lego set.
I just
My
think that
friend's cat's name
K2SO,
is
when I
Lando.
think about him, he can run. He can really put a hurting on people. He can walk into an Imperial facility and pretty much get away with it. if he's with you, and I guess at the base they know so he's not gonna get shot. He's pretty awesome, and I think just K2's wit is just and his delivery is great. So I'm gonna have to say K2SO has made it to like one of my top droids now.
Right.
And I loved them when I saw them in Rogue One, but even more so, I think. My friend's cat, Lando. Oh, that's a good one.
He's a miniature bull terrier.
Super cute.
But I think that wraps things up for this episode.
Says Liam.
Yep. Liam unplugged the camera and the audio. So
I had that happen the other night, Max. I was recording.
Cats are assholes.
I decided to walk right over, turn off all the lights. So I'm sitting there. I was like, I was like, what the? That's how I knew she was here. She was rubbing against them and decided to unplug them with her face and her ears.
Yeah, K2 got his own hallway scene. Yeah,
he sure did.
Yeah, sure did. No, cats are assholes. Like I loved my boys when they were still around, but cats are assholes.
They, I do love them though because they kind of mind their own. You know what I mean? Like they love you and they need you. It's funny because when I walk around the street, my one cat's like talks to me, like honestly talks to me. And my wife and my daughter laugh at like 53-year-old man has such a strange relation with that cat because the minute he walks in, it's like she's like she gets excited and like she's like my cat. She lies behind my laptop all day working from home the last few years, so she's even more so than she's ever been. Like when I come up to Canada for the next few days, she's not gonna know what to do with herself. Like the family's making fun of her. Like Emma, Dad's gonna be gone for 3 days. What are you gonna do?
Aww.
Because like she sleeps in between my wife and I, and then once I get settled, she sleeps on the other side of me. I pass out. She crawls on the other side of my wife, pops into my daughter's room for early morning, and then visits my son when he gets home from school. Like they have patterns, and you'll start to see them, And then Bella, she comes down here a lot. The small little Maine Coon we have, the silver Maine Coon. She's just a sweetie, but I get worried about her because she'll try to climb up onto one of the little window ledges and then get into the drop ceiling. Yeah, she's still curious. Turd.
Yeah.
But Emma, I think we had her 12-year gotcha day the other day.
Oh, wow.
Nice. But where can people find you, Patrick, when you're not on here talking all things Star Wars with us?
And cats and dogs.
And dogs.
And furry friends.
And all little critters. You can find me on my channel, Poptography. Or if you're on social media, Poptography YT, where I do what's in the box, my versions of unboxings, and once in a while we get out in the wild and do some toy hunts with On the Hunt. And I've been doing a lot of images and stuff. And lately I've been kind of conserving my images, my timing of them, and working with my friends at the Star Wars Saturday. So hashtag Star Wars Saturday. And if anyone's out there and interested, please message us. The group's getting bigger and bigger, and the images are getting better and better. And they're raising the bar every week. So, check us out. It's a lot of fun. We got some, I said, great images coming out from all sorts of peeps. So it's a lot of fun. So, but enough about that. Where can people find you, Lex, when you're not sitting here chatting Star Wars and Funko stuff with Chris and I?
Well,
and getting terrorized by your cats.
Yeah. When they're not unplugging my camera and my mic, you can find me at Lex, and I pretty much just do everything, all things Star Wars, conventions, collectibles, all the good things. So, yeah, there's that. But Chris, where can people find you when you're not here with me and Patrick talking everything and all things Star Wars?
When I'm not on here with you guys chatting all things Star Wars, I'm on my own channel, Seriously Star Wars, doing weekly Star Wars videos, getting back into it now that my voice is recovered now. And you can catch me also on Wednesdays live with our buddy Cyrus Speed Reviews, Eric, doing Rebel Rewind. So join us tomorrow at same time, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. But that'll do it for this episode. Oh, look at that.
Liam says
Yeah,
bye, guys.
I'm not gonna attempt to pick Chopper up. He's a little bit heavy, so
Liam's 4 pounds, so I can move him around very lightly.
yeah. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you. We'll see you next week.
Horses will give the Jedi his power.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
This is where the fun begins.
This is the way.
This is the way.